Far from the reach of civilization, in the world's most secluded wilderness, life unfolds in silence and secrecy. Here, where no human presence disturbs the balance, ancient laws, unwritten and unbreakable, govern every heartbeat and every breath. These are the rules that have shaped the destinies of creatures for countless generations, etched into the very fabric of the wild. These laws are not spoken, but revealed in the smallest details. The deep imprint of a paw in rain-softened earth, the fragile geometry of a dew-laden web strung between branches, the silent passage of fur brushing against leaves, a single feather snagged on a thorn, claw marks gouged into ancient bark, or a faint trail winding through grass. Each sign a silent testament to the ongoing drama of survival. Across continents, the wild takes many forms. In Africa, golden grasslands stretch to the horizon, herds of antelope weaving intricate patterns as they graze and flee. In South America, jaguars slip like shadows through tangled wetlands, their movements hidden beneath a canopy alive with birds and insects. High in the Himalayas, snow leopards navigate sheer cliffs, their pale coats blending with stone and snow, while vultures ride the icy winds above. In these realms, every creature is both predator and prey. A lioness melts into the grass, muscles coiled for the chase, while impalas stand motionless, ears flicking at the faintest sound. Crocodiles lurk beneath the surface, eyes barely breaking the water, waiting for a moment's lapse. Wild dogs circle a wildebeest, their strategy unfolding in silence, while a gazelle's leap is a desperate bid for life. Evolution has sculpted each predator for its unique role. Cheetahs unleash blinding speed across open plains, their bodies built for acceleration and agility. Wolves move as a single entity, communicating with glances and subtle gestures as they pursue elk through dense forests. Tigers vanish into tall grass, every muscle tensed for a silent ambush. In the Arctic, foxes weave through snowdrifts, while orcas hunt in coordinated pods beneath the ice. Falcons dive from the sky, striking with precision honed by generations of survival. Even the most formidable hunters face defeat. A lion collapses in the grass, sides heaving after a failed pursuit. A wolf's leap falls short, and the deer vanishes into the trees. A leopard, breathless, sprawls across a branch, its quarry escaped. Polar bears shake off icy water after a missed seal, eagles wait motionless for hours, and wild dogs limp away from a fruitless chase. Each setback a reminder of the wild's unforgiving nature. Yet, beneath the surface of relentless competition, moments of tenderness emerge. Lionesses gently groom their cubs, their rough tongues a comfort in the cool dawn. Wolves nuzzle their pups in the safety of a hidden den, sharing warmth and protection. Tigers teach their young the art of patience, while jaguar mothers carry cubs through tangled undergrowth. Arctic foxes curl around their kits, and cheetah siblings tumble together in the golden light, each gesture a lesson in survival and care. The influence of predators ripples through every ecosystem. Lions keep wildebeest herds in motion, shaping the grasslands with every pursuit. Wolves guide the migration of elk, their presence altering the very course of rivers and forests. Eagles patrol the tundra, their shadows sending rodents scurrying for cover. In Patagonia, pumas shadow guanaco herds, while hyenas follow the great zebra migrations. Snowy owls glide silently over frozen fields, their gaze sharp and unyielding. Our journey spans the Okavango Delta's labyrinth of water and grass, where elephants carve channels through the reeds and caiman lurk in shadowed pools. In the Amazon, flooded forests pulse with hidden life. Monkeys leap between branches, and birds flash through shafts of sunlight. The Himalayas rise in jagged silence, mountain goats clinging to impossible ledges. In the Namib, oryx traverse endless dunes. In Borneo, the rainforest canopy teems with unseen movement, and on the Antarctic ice, penguins huddle against the wind as seals slip beneath the surface. Amid breathtaking vistas, the harsh realities of existence are ever present. Wildfires sweep across the savanna, their smoke painting the sky in crimson and gold. Riverbeds lie dry, scattered with the bones of those who did not survive. Forests recede, their edges gnawed by the slow advance of farmland. Salt pans crack beneath the relentless sun, and waterholes shrink, drawing desperate animals together in uneasy truce. Lightning scars the land, and the aftermath is written in charred trunks and silent clearings. As dawn breaks, the wilderness stirs. Mist rises over rainforests, sunlight glimmers on frost-laced grass, and the eyes of predators catch the first light, each gaze reflecting the pulse of the wild. A lion's breath steams in the cool air, a wolf's ears prick at distant sounds, a jaguar's muscles tense in the shadows. In this world, every breath, every glance, every decision is shaped by the unseen rules, ancient, unyielding, and forever binding the fate of all who call the wild home. The African savanna stretches to the horizon, a vast expanse where golden grass sways beneath a relentless sun. Acacia trees cast fleeting shadows across the plains, their silhouettes standing as silent witnesses to the daily struggle for survival. Every blade of grass conceals a hidden drama. Tiny insects dart between stalks, while the wind carries the scent of both life and danger. Here the air vibrates with anticipation, as every creature senses the delicate balance between predator and prey. Within this living tapestry, the lion pride reigns supreme. Lionesses, bound by unspoken loyalty and ancient instinct, move as a single fluid entity. Each member's role is crucial. Some stand guard, others nurture the cubs, while the hunters sharpen their focus. The pride's unity is its greatest weapon, ensuring not only the success of the hunt, but also the safety of their vulnerable young. Even the playful tussles of cubs are lessons in survival, each pounce and tumble preparing them for the unforgiving world beyond the pride's embrace. Using the tall grass as a veil, lionesses melt into the landscape, their bodies pressed low, every muscle coiled in anticipation. They communicate with subtle glances and flicks of their tails, coordinating their approach with silent precision. The herd senses unease, a calf stumbles, an elder lags behind. In a heartbeat, the pride erupts from concealment, a blur of tawny bodies and flying dust. The chase is swift and merciless, the outcome determined by the smallest misstep or moment of hesitation. But the wildebeest are not helpless. Their defence is in their numbers. Thousands moving as a single, surging mass. Calves press close to their mothers, while the herd's outer edges shift and swirl, confusing would-be attackers. When danger strikes, hooves thunder against the earth, sending vibrations through the ground and dust into the air. Even as predators dart through the chaos, the herd's unity creates a living shield, making it nearly impossible to isolate a single target. Each day in this realm brings new trials. Scorching droughts parch the land, forcing animals to trek for miles in search of water. Sudden storms sweep across the plains, transforming dust into mud and altering the rhythm of life. At the waterholes, tension hangs heavy, Predators and prey gather side by side, every movement watched, every sound analysed. Only the most cunning, the swiftest and the strongest endure. Here, every life is shaped by the relentless contest between hunter and hunted, and every sunrise marks the beginning of another chapter in the untamed saga of survival. As twilight descends, the leopard becomes a living shadow, its rosette-patterned coat merging seamlessly with the dappled light of the forest floor. Each step is measured, paws gliding silently over fallen leaves and tangled roots, whiskers twitching as it senses the faintest movement ahead. In the remote heights of the Himalayas, the snow leopard is a ghostly presence. Its thick, pale fur mirrors the jagged rocks and lingering snow patches, making it nearly invisible even to the sharpest gaze. The snow leopard's breath clouds in the frigid air as it crouches low, every muscle tensed, golden eyes locked on a distant herd of blue sheep navigating the treacherous slopes below. Suddenly, the leopard erupts from cover, a blur of muscle and intent. Its powerful forelimbs clamp down on an unsuspecting antelope, the struggle brief and decisive. The leopard's patience, honed by hours of silent observation, is rewarded in a single, explosive moment. High above, the snow leopard's world is one of vertical extremes. With a single graceful leap, it soars across a yawning chasm, landing with unerring precision on a narrow ledge. Its long tail whips for balance, claws gripping stone as it closes the gap to its quarry, undaunted by the dizzying heights. In the golden grasslands, the cheetah lies low, its slender body pressed flat against the earth. Muscles ripple beneath spotted fur as its amber eyes track a herd of gazelle grazing in the distance. The cheetah's tail flicks in anticipation, signalling the moment is near. Then, with a sudden burst, it explodes into motion, spine flexing like a coiled spring, legs stretching in impossibly long strides. Dust billows in its wake as it closes the distance, claws unsheathing for traction, every heartbeat a race against time and exhaustion. On the open savanna, African wild dogs orchestrate their hunt with military precision. The pack fans out, each member reading the subtle cues of white-tipped tails and soft yips. Their strategy is relentless. They drive their chosen prey into confusion, taking turns at the front to maintain speed. As the impala tires, the dogs close in, weaving through golden grass in perfect coordination. Their stamina is unmatched, allowing them to outlast even the most desperate escape attempts. In the highland plateaus of Ethiopia, the rare Ethiopian wolf moves with quiet purpose. Its russet coat stands out against the windswept meadows, but its approach is silent, ears swivelling to catch the faint rustle of a mole rat beneath the soil. The wolf pauses, nose twitching, then launches into a precise pounce, front paws breaking the earth, jaws snapping shut on its hidden prey. Each hunt is a test of patience and acute hearing, a solitary dance in the thin mountain air. Across continents and habitats, these predators, each a master of stealth, stamina or speed, shape the balance of their wild domains. From shadowed forests to windswept plateaus, their survival depends on a perfect blend of adaptation and instinct, ensuring the eternal drama of predator and prey continues beneath the open sky. Deep within the beating heart of South America, the Pantanal unfurls, a vast living tapestry of rivers, lagoons and emerald forests submerged beneath the seasonal flood. From above, the landscape shimmers with endless blue and green, a labyrinth of waterways threading through islands of tangled vegetation. Here, water is the architect of life and the harbinger of peril, sculpting a realm where only the most adaptable survive. Herds of capybaras, the world's largest rodents, graze in the dawn light, their thick fur beaded with dew as they nibble on lush grasses. Along the river's edge, families of giant otters slip into the current, their muscular bodies undulating with effortless power, whiskers twitching as they scan for fish beneath the surface. In the shadows, the jaguar reigns supreme. These elusive predators move with spectral grace, their rosetted coats blending seamlessly with dappled sunlight and dense undergrowth. Sometimes a jaguar will slip silently into the water, swimming with astonishing strength across wide channels, its golden eyes fixed on the far bank. Each step is measured, each movement calculated as it stalks capybara or caiman, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the relentless dry season advances, the Pantanal transforms. Water evaporates, leaving behind isolated pools teeming with life. Capybaras cluster tightly, their eyes scanning for danger as the margins between predator and prey blur. Giant otters, fiercely territorial, patrol their shrinking domains, their shrill whistles echoing across the water as they warn rivals to keep their distance. Caimans, armoured and patient, bask on muddy banks, their jaws agape to regulate heat, while herons and turtles crowd the remaining shallows, each species vying for space and survival. In these tight quarters, the drama of survival intensifies. Giant otter families hunt with military precision, weaving through reeds and ambushing unsuspecting fish. When threatened, they unite, their coordinated attacks capable of driving off even a young caiman. Otter pups, wide-eyed and eager, mimic their elders, learning to dive, to snatch fish from swirling schools, and to evade the snapping jaws of lurking predators. Every day is a lesson in teamwork and tenacity. Beneath the glassy surface, a different kind of predator rules. Piranhas, their bodies flashing silver and crimson, patrol the murky depths in restless schools. When opportunity arises, they descend in a frenzy, their razor-sharp teeth stripping flesh from bone in moments. The riverbed becomes a stage for this swift, efficient recycling. Every scrap of life returned to the ecosystem, fueling the next generation of hunters and hunted. Concealed among the reeds, the green anaconda waits, a living shadow beneath the water's surface. Nearly invisible, this colossal serpent can reach lengths of over 20 feet, its olive scales blending perfectly with the tangled vegetation. With a sudden surge, it can seize a capybara or caiman, coiling its muscular body in a crushing embrace. The struggle is silent, the outcome inevitable, as the anaconda drags its prey into the depths. Above the water, the sky comes alive with colour and sound. Hyacinth macaws, their feathers a dazzling electric blue, gather in the treetops to feast on palm nuts. Their powerful beaks crack open the toughest shells, scattering fragments to the forest floor. As they call to one another, their voices ring out across the flooded plains, a chorus that signals both territory and kinship. Each nut they drop or seed they scatter helps shape the future forest, ensuring the cycle of life continues. In the tangled canopy, capuchin monkeys display remarkable ingenuity. Using stones as tools, they smash open hard-shelled nuts, their dexterous fingers prying apart bark to uncover hidden insects and seeds. Youngsters leap from branch to branch, learning through play and imitation. Every meal is a puzzle to be solved, every day a test of intelligence and adaptability. Yet, even in the treetops, danger is ever present. The harpy eagle, a living legend of the forest, perches high above, its talons as long as a grizzly's claws gripping the branch. With piercing eyes, it scans the dense foliage below, every muscle poised for action. The slightest rustle, the faintest movement, and the eagle's focus sharpens, ready to unleash its deadly power. Suddenly the silence shatters. With a thunderous beat of wings, the harpy eagle launches from its perch, slicing through the air in a blur of feathers. In a heartbeat, it seizes an unwary monkey, talons closing with crushing force. The forest holds its breath, the only sound the fading echo of wings. A stark reminder that in this world, vigilance is the price of survival. Every creature in the Pantanal lives on a knife's edge. Capybaras freeze at the faintest ripple, their ears twitching at distant splashes. Otters vanish beneath the water at the shadow of a raptor overhead. Even the ancient caiman, armoured and stoic, must remain alert for the silent approach of a jaguar or the sudden strike of an anaconda. Here, the line between hunter and hunted is ever shifting, and no animal is ever truly safe. The Pantanal's intricate web is alive with constant motion. Frogs cling to twisting vines, their skin glistening in the humid air. Insects scuttle across broad leaves, while tiny fish dart among submerged roots, weaving through the labyrinthine underwater world. Each life, no matter how small, is a vital thread in the fabric of this ecosystem, bound together by the rhythms of water and the relentless drive to survive. Survival in the Pantanal is a relentless contest. A jaguar explodes from cover, sending capybaras scattering in a spray of water and mud. Otters flee from a lurking caiman, their sleek bodies twisting through the reeds. Birds erupt from the trees in a flurry of wings, startled by the sudden violence below. Each chase, each narrow escape, is a testament to the raw power and resilience of life in this untamed wilderness. As the sun sinks behind the flooded plains, the Pantanal glows with golden light. Silhouettes of capybaras, otters and birds gather at the water's edge, each species playing its part in the grand tapestry of life. In this world of water and giants, every animal, from the tiniest frog to the mighty jaguar, shapes and sustains the wild heart of the Pantanal, where the struggle for survival is as unpredictable and magnificent as the ever-changing waters themselves. Deep within the sprawling arteries of the world's great floodplains, a silent drama unfolds. Here, apex predators rule with unrivaled mastery, each one sculpted by the relentless rhythm of rising and falling waters and the tangled labyrinth of reeds and mud. Every movement is calculated, every breath measured. Survival demands nothing less. The jaguar, a phantom among shadows, glides through the reeds with barely a whisper. Its golden eyes lock onto a capybara, muscles coiling in anticipation. In a single explosive leap, the chase is over before it begins. Not far away, a caiman lies motionless beneath a mosaic of lily pads, waiting for the perfect moment. When a school of fish drifts too close, the water erupts in a flash of teeth and scales, nature's ambush, swift and merciless. Beneath the surface, anacondas glide with ghostly grace, their massive bodies weaving through submerged roots and grasses. One lies in wait, eyes just above the waterline, tracking a flock of wading birds. In these flooded corridors, paths cross and tensions rise. A jaguar and a caiman lock eyes across a narrow channel, each predator weighing the risks, the air thick with silent challenge. Overhead, scarlet ibises scatter, startled by the sudden tension below. Every day, the floodplain writes new stories of ingenuity and risk. A jaguar, forsaking its usual quarry, plunges into the shallows and emerges with a thrashing catfish, water droplets scattering like diamonds in the sunlight. Nearby, a caiman's hunger drives it to challenge a full-grown capybara, the water frothing with the violence of their struggle. Even the smallest predators, like piranhas, seize their moment, turning a fallen branch into a maelstrom of flashing teeth. Sometimes the hunters become the hunted. An anaconda coils around a young caiman, the two titans locked in a desperate, silent struggle beneath the water's surface. Elsewhere, a jaguar's sudden leap sends a flock of herons into panicked flight, their wings beating a frantic rhythm above the chaos. Even the river otters, ever watchful, slip through the reeds, wary of the dangers that lurk in every shadow. As the seasons shift, the floodplain transforms. Waters recede, revealing mudflats littered with stranded fish, easy prey for prowling jaguars. Caimans crowd onto shrinking sandbars, their patience tested as resources dwindle. Overhead, vultures circle, ever vigilant for the first sign of weakness, ready to claim what the predators leave behind. Amid the struggle, new life emerges. Jaguar cubs tumble through the tall grass, their mother's watchful gaze never wavering. On the muddy banks, caiman hatchlings make a frantic dash for the water, narrowly evading the sharp beak of a hunting stork. In a hidden nest, anaconda hatchlings break free from their eggs, their scales glistening in the first rays of morning sun, each one a new contender in the endless contest for survival. Each predator leaves its mark on the floodplain. The anaconda glides through submerged forests, its patterned skin vanishing into the play of light and shadow. The jaguar claims the high ground, resting atop a fallen tree, eyes scanning the watery expanse for opportunity. Caimans drift in still pools, their bodies almost indistinguishable from the dark water, masters of patience and camouflage. As dusk settles, the floodplain holds its breath. A caiman slips beneath the surface, leaving only fading ripples behind. The jaguar's reflection shimmers in the golden light, a fleeting ghost in the twilight. Mist rises, cloaking the land in secrecy as the silhouettes of predators melt into the night. In this untamed world, every encounter, every hunt, and every challenge weaves a tapestry of survival, where only the most cunning, the strongest, and the most adaptable endure, shaping the destiny of the wild, one heartbeat at a time. The Himalayas, Earth's highest and most formidable mountain range, rise like a jagged spine across the continent, their summits piercing the sky. Here, oxygen thins to a whisper, temperatures plunge to lethal lows, and relentless winds scour the barren ridges. Yet, in this world of extremes, life has carved out astonishing ways to endure, each species a marvel of adaptation and resilience. Wild yaks, the giants of the high plateaus, are engineered for survival in the thin, icy air. Their dense, shaggy coats form an impenetrable barrier against the cold, while their broad chests and powerful lungs draw in every precious molecule of oxygen. Specialized hemoglobin in their blood allows them to thrive where most mammals would falter, and their massive hooves break through snow to uncover hidden grasses beneath the frost. Burrel, or blue sheep, are sculpted by the vertical world they inhabit. Their split hooves splay wide for traction, gripping the sheerest rock faces with ease. Muscular legs propel them up impossible slopes, while their slate-blue coats blend seamlessly with the stone, offering camouflage from predators. Even the youngest lambs learn to navigate these dizzying heights, their agility a matter of life and death. The diminutive pika, no larger than a fist, is a tireless architect of survival. Throughout the fleeting summer, it scurries among the rocks, snipping grasses and wild flowers, then carefully drying and stacking them into hay piles hidden in crevices. These precious stores are its lifeline through the endless winter, and as the pika works, it unwittingly fertilizes the alpine soil, nurturing the next season's growth and sustaining the delicate balance of this high-altitude ecosystem. In the shadowy, moss-draped forest below the snow line, red pandas move with silent grace. Their semi-retractable claws and a unique false thumb allow them to deftly grasp slippery bamboo stems, while their thick, russet fur shields them from the mountain chill. Mostly arboreal, they spend their days high in the canopy, foraging for tender shoots and curling up in leafy nests, their bushy tails wrapped snugly around their bodies for warmth and camouflage. Himalayan marmots, ever watchful and highly social, carve deep, labyrinthine burrows into the frozen earth. These underground fortresses offer refuge from predators and insulation from the bitter cold. As winter approaches, marmot families huddle together in communal dens, their bodies pressed close, relying on stored fat and shared warmth to survive months of snowbound isolation, emerging only when the first thaw softens the land. Predators like the elusive snow leopard are the silent phantoms of these heights. Their wide, fur-padded paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing their weight across powdery drifts. With each step, their long, thick tails provide balance and warmth, while their pale, dappled coats render them nearly invisible against the rocks and snow. Stalking ibex and burrell across treacherous slopes, they rely on patience, stealth, and explosive power. Meanwhile, mountain ungulates depend on razor-sharp senses and nimble hooves to detect danger and escape along perilous ledges. The Himalayas are a living mosaic, where dense, ancient forests of fir and rhododendron yield to windswept meadows and barren scree. Each elevation band harbours its own community, mosses and lichens clinging to rocks, hardy shrubs braving the wind, and rare orchids blooming in sheltered hollows. The transition from forest to alpine tundra is abrupt, each zone a world unto itself, shaped by altitude, exposure, and the relentless march of the seasons. Weather here is a force of nature, unpredictable, often violent, and always unforgiving. In moments, clear skies can vanish beneath swirling clouds, unleashing blizzards that blanket the land in silence. Lightning crackles across the summits, and avalanches thunder down the slopes. Every creature, from the smallest pika to the mighty yak, must be ever vigilant, their lives a constant test of endurance and adaptability. Even in this harsh, unforgiving environment, beauty flourishes in fleeting moments. Alpine wildflowers burst into colour during the brief summer, painting the slopes with blues, yellows and reds. The Himalayan griffon vulture rides the updrafts, scanning for carrion far below, while the snow partridge, perfectly camouflaged, forages among the stones. Each life here is a testament to nature's ingenuity, a fragile yet fiercely determined existence thriving on the very edge of possibility. High above the tree line, where the air thins and the world is sculpted by relentless winds, the snow leopard reigns as a phantom of the Himalayas. Its thick, smoky fur ripples in the gusts, blending perfectly with the jagged granite and snow-dusted scree. Each movement is deliberate, muscles rippling beneath the dense coat, tail curling for balance as it threads along knife-edge ridges. The snow leopard's long, bushy tail, nearly as long as its body, serves as both a counterweight on perilous slopes and a vital shield against the biting cold, wrapping snugly around its face during icy nights. Every step is a calculated risk. The snow leopard's wide, furred paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing its weight so it glides atop deep snow rather than sinking. Claws unsheath to grip icy rock, allowing it to scale sheer cliffs and traverse slopes where few creatures dare to tread. Its senses are razor-sharp, ears swivelling to catch the faintest rustle, nostrils flaring as it tests the wind for the scent of prey or rival. Solitary and elusive, the snow leopard is a master of patience. It may shadow a herd of blue sheep or nimble ibex for days, moving unseen through a maze of rocks and snow. When the time is right, it launches into action, muscles coiling, then releasing in a blur of motion. It can leap up to 15 meters in a single bound, closing the distance in heartbeats, its powerful limbs propelling it across treacherous terrain. After a successful hunt, the snow leopard drags its prize to a secluded ledge, far from prying eyes. Here it feeds in solitude, muscles tense and senses alert for the approach of scavengers, raven, fox, or even another snow leopard. Leftovers are carefully cached beneath rocks, hidden from the ever-watchful eyes of the mountains, to be retrieved when hunger returns. In stark contrast, the Himalayan wolf is a creature of unity and strategy. These wolves form tightly bonded family packs, each member playing a role in the survival of the group. Their thick, coarse coats and bushy tails insulate them from the relentless cold, while their golden eyes scan the horizon for movement. Communication is constant, low growls, yips and haunting howls echoing across the valleys, binding the pack together and warning rivals to keep their distance. The wolves' strength lies in cooperation. They coordinate their movements with silent precision, fanning out to outflank agile prey. Endurance is their weapon. Packs may pursue herds for hours, breath steaming in the frigid air, paws pounding rhythmically as they close in on the weakest animal. When prey is scarce, they adapt, turning to marmots, hares, or scavenging the remains of other predators' kills. Though their territories overlap, direct confrontations between snow leopards and wolves are rare and fraught with tension. When paths cross, a silent standoff unfolds, each predator measuring the other, calculating the risks in a land where even a minor injury can mean death. Most often they part ways, each respecting the other's prowess and the unforgiving nature of their shared domain. Scarcity shapes every life in these mountains. When large prey is elusive, both snow leopard and wolf broaden their diets. Wolves dig for marmots or scavenge what they can find, while snow leopards hunt pikas, birds, or even insects. Every meal is hard-won, every calorie precious in a world where hunger is a constant companion. Their presence ripples through the ecosystem, shaping the lives of prey and competitors alike. The snow leopard's stealth and the wolf's teamwork keep herds on the move, preventing overgrazing and maintaining the delicate balance of the alpine wilderness. Each is a keystone, their survival intertwined with the fate of countless other species. In this realm of extremes, survival demands adaptability, intelligence, and resilience. The snow leopard and the wolf endure, each a master of its domain, each a vital thread in the tapestry of the Himalayas. Their stories are written in the snow and stone, a testament to the wild heart of the mountains, where only the most resourceful survive. Across the endless savannas, the labyrinthine waterways of the Pantanal, and the rugged cloud-wreathed Himalayas, the wild breathes with a vibrant energy. Herds of antelope graze beneath acacia trees, jaguars slip silently through flooded forests, and snow leopards prowl along rocky ridges. Yet beneath this pulse of life, a shadow grows, one cast by forces both ancient and alarmingly new. Relentless climate shifts parch the earth, transforming once fertile plains into arid wastelands. Forests recede, their edges gnawed away by expanding fields and settlements. The boundaries of wilderness contract as ancient habitats are carved apart, leaving only fragments of what once was. In the Pantanal, rivers that once teemed with life now run dry, their beds etched with the memory of vanished floods. Wetlands evaporate beneath the relentless sun, and the endless grasslands of Africa dwindle, forcing herds to wander farther in search of food and water. The struggle for survival intensifies as each day brings new challenges. In the Himalayas, ancient forests are stripped away, exposing fragile slopes to the elements. Landslides scar the mountains, and the creatures that once thrived in the shelter of dense woods are scattered, forced to navigate a patchwork of barren ground and isolated groves. Fragmented habitats isolate populations, severing ancient migration routes that once stretched unbroken for miles. Predators and prey are forced into uneasy proximity, their delicate balance disrupted by the relentless advance of roads, fences, and fields. Yet, even as threats loom, the wild reveals its secrets. In the tangled waterways of the Amazon, scientists have uncovered a new species of anaconda, an apex predator perfectly attuned to its watery world. Its massive coils ripple beneath the surface, a living relic of a time when giants ruled the rivers. In Africa, wild dogs display astonishing social intelligence. Before each hunt, they gather, exchanging signals, sometimes as subtle as a sneeze, to vote and coordinate their strategy. Their unity and communication are a testament to the complexity of animal societies, where every member plays a vital role. New discoveries emerge from the shadows, elusive predators captured by hidden cameras, the faint signals of tracking collars revealing secret journeys, and the subtle cues of animal communication decoded by patient observation. Each revelation deepens our understanding of these intricate worlds, where every life is woven into a vast living tapestry. Across continents, protected reserves and carefully designed wildlife corridors offer safe passage. Here, species roam freely, herds recover, and ancient rhythms are restored, giving hope to landscapes once fractured by human hands. Ecotourism, when managed with care and respect, transforms the presence of wild animals into a promise for their future. The revenue it generates funds conservation, supports local communities, and ensures that the wild remains a source of wonder for generations to come. Each rare sighting, a snow leopard's silent passage, a pangolin's cautious emergence, a golden eagle's flight, is a reminder of nature's resilience. Every new species discovered, every elusive animal glimpsed, hints at the mysteries still hidden in the wild's deepest shadows. As dawn breaks over wild landscapes, animals persist, adapting to new realities, enduring hardship, and sometimes even flourishing in the face of adversity. Their determination is etched in every track, every call, every heartbeat that echoes through the wilderness. The struggle is urgent, but hope endures. With every discovery, every act of protection, and every moment of understanding, we move closer to a future where the wild can thrive, untamed, resilient, and forever full of wonder. In the heart of the savanna, a lion pride awakens beneath the first rays of dawn. Golden light glimmers on their tawny coats as cubs tumble through dew-soaked grass, watched over by vigilant adults. Each generation learns to read the shifting winds, to hunt with patience, and to nurture the bonds that hold the pride together. Here, survival is a lesson passed from mother to cub, a legacy etched into every paw print pressed into the earth. High above, where the air thins and the world is painted in shades of white and stone, snow leopards move with silent precision. Their thick fur ripples in the wind as they leap across icy crevasses, blending seamlessly into the rugged terrain. Each step is calculated, each hunt a delicate dance with the elements. As seasons shift, these elusive predators adapt, tracking prey through blizzards, raising cubs in hidden dens, and surviving where few others can. In the shadowed forests, wolf packs weave through ancient trees, their movements synchronized and purposeful. Pups play in the undergrowth, learning the language of the pack, howls echoing through the misty morning. On the open plains, cheetahs explode into motion, their slender bodies a blur as they teach their young the art of the chase. Each predator, in its own realm, hones the skills that ensure its survival. Across the globe, landscapes are in flux. Polar bears navigate a labyrinth of fractured ice, their massive paws testing each flow for strength. In recovering forests, new growth pushes through charred earth, while animals cautiously explore the transformed terrain. Rivers carve fresh paths through grasslands, and survivors of wildfire find shelter in the green shoots of renewal. Adaptation is constant, each species finding new ways to endure. Where predators reclaim their ancient territories, the land itself transforms. Overpopulated herds once stripped the grasslands bare, but now, with the return of lions and cheetahs, balance is restored. Herds move with caution, grazing patterns shift, and wildflowers bloom in their wake. The ecosystem breathes anew, each species playing its part in the intricate web of life. In protected reserves, hope takes root. Endangered animals, once on the brink of extinction, are released into carefully restored habitats. A young predator, uncertain but determined, steps into the wild for the first time. Rare species thrive in these sanctuaries, their numbers growing as they reclaim the spaces once lost to them. Each successful reintroduction is a victory for the wild. Expansive corridors now link once isolated habitats, allowing animals to roam freely across vast distances. Herds migrate between forests and grasslands, predators follow ancient trails, and populations intermingle, strengthening the genetic tapestry of the wild. These connections are lifelines, ensuring the resilience of entire ecosystems. As the sun rises, herds gather at watering holes, their reflections shimmering in the golden light. In the rainforest, rare birds call to one another, insects hum over dew-laden leaves, and amphibians emerge from hidden pools. Each morning brings a chorus of life, a promise that the wild endures and renews itself with every dawn. Within these thriving communities, predators and prey coexist in delicate balance. Plants provide shelter and sustenance for insects, which in turn support birds and mammals. Every relationship, from the smallest ant to the apex predator, weaves together a tapestry of life, each thread vital, each year richer than the last. Beneath dramatic skies, animals move with purpose. Lightning flashes over distant mountains as herds seek shelter, and predators prowl the twilight. Every movement is a testament to survival, adaptation, and the enduring spirit that drives life forward, no matter the challenge. As the sun sets, painting the sky in hues of fire and gold, the wild prepares for another night. Stars emerge over the plains, and nocturnal creatures begin their silent rituals. With each sunrise and sunset, the wild endures, its future bright with resilience, diversity, and the unbreakable promise of life. When the sun dips below the horizon, the wilderness transforms. Shadows stretch and deepen, and a hidden world stirs to life beneath the cloak of night. Silver moonbeams slip through tangled branches, painting shifting patterns on the forest floor. Every leaf and blade of grass becomes a stage for the silent drama of survival. High in the rainforest canopy, a clouded leopard moves with ghostly grace. Its dappled fur blends seamlessly with the mosaic of moonlight and shadow, muscles rippling as it glides from branch to branch, eyes fixed on the faintest movement below. On the forest floor, a civet emerges from the undergrowth. Its eyes catch the faintest glimmer, reflecting like twin lanterns as it slips through the leaf litter. Each step is measured, every movement a calculated whisper in the darkness. Across the African savanna, the serval stands motionless in a sea of tall grass. Its oversized ears rotate independently, capturing the tiniest rustle of a rodent beneath the earth, the faint flutter of an insect's wings. Suddenly, the serval springs upward, arching through the air in a perfect arc. It lands with pinpoint accuracy, jaws closing around its quarry, the hunt completed in a heartbeat beneath the indifferent gaze of the moon. Far to the north, the Eurasian lynx treads softly across snow-laden trails. Its broad paws distribute weight, muffling each step on the frosty ground. The lynx's breath forms clouds in the frigid air, its silhouette barely visible against the pale glow of midnight. In the endless deserts, the fennec fox darts across rippling dunes. Its enormous ears, sensitive to the faintest vibrations, scan for the subtle movements of insects and rodents beneath the sand, while its pale fur reflects the starlight above. In the wetlands, a fishing cat moves with deliberate patience. It wades through shallow water, reeds parting silently as its whiskers quiver, attuned to the slightest ripple. The cat's eyes never leave the surface, waiting for the shimmer of a careless fish. Above the treetops, an owl glides on outstretched wings. Its flight is utterly silent, feathers engineered to muffle every beat as it scans the ground below for the faintest sign of movement. With a sudden plunge, the owl's talons strike, swift and precise. Only a fleeting shadow remains, cast across the moonlit earth as the predator claims its prize. Deep within the tangled jungle, the ocelot moves like a phantom. Its golden eyes glow in the darkness, weaving between ancient roots and mossy stones, every muscle tensed for the chase. All around, the night pulses with life. Eyes gleam from the shadows, predators moving unseen, each heartbeat shaping the delicate balance of this hidden realm. Their stories are etched in the soft imprint of paw prints, in the gentle rustle of leaves, in the quickened breath that stirs the cool night air. Every sign is a testament to the secret lives unfolding beyond human sight. As the first blush of dawn spills across the wilderness, the rulers of the night retreat. Their passage lingers in fading tracks and the hush that settles over the land, a silent promise that the wild's nocturnal ballet will return with the next fall of darkness. Beneath the surface of every wilderness, an intricate and invisible network pulses with life. This is the food web, a tapestry woven from countless interactions, each thread vital to the whole. Here, survival is a delicate equation, written in tooth and claw, in feather and scale. Every adaptation, every sharpened edge is a testament to the relentless struggle for existence. In the golden expanse of the African savanna, a pride of lions stalks through the tall grass, muscles rippling beneath tawny fur. Their coordinated attack is a masterclass in patience and precision, culminating in a thunderous chase as wildebeests scatter in panic. The lions bring down their quarry, and their triumphant growls echo across the plains. But their feast is only the beginning of a much larger story. As the pride tears into the fresh kill, scraps and bones are left behind, setting the stage for the next act in this ongoing drama. Hyenas, ever watchful, linger at a distance. Their eyes glint in the fading light as they bide their time, waiting for the lions to move on. When the moment comes, they surge forward, their laughter ringing out as they claim what remains, their powerful jaws crushing bone to extract every last morsel. Above, vultures spiral in widening circles, their keen eyesight scanning for the slightest movement. As the scavengers below finish, the vultures descend, their wings casting fleeting shadows over the sun-baked earth. With ruthless efficiency, they strip the carcass clean, ensuring nothing is wasted. Far from the savanna, in the dappled light of a temperate forest, a red fox moves with silent grace. Its fur blends seamlessly with the underbrush as it glides between tree trunks, every sense alert to the faintest sound or scent. The fox's nose twitches, catching the elusive trail of a rabbit. It weaves through a maze of ferns and fallen leaves, each step calculated, every muscle coiled in anticipation. Suddenly the chase erupts, a blur of russet fur and white tail, a desperate dash through tangled roots. In a heartbeat, the fox's jaws close around its prey, and the forest falls silent once more. Yet, even as the fox departs, the story continues. The forest floor, momentarily disturbed, returns to stillness, but beneath the leaves, new actors emerge. Beetles and ants, drawn by the scent of opportunity, swarm over the remains. Their tiny mandibles work tirelessly, breaking down flesh and bone, transforming death into sustenance for the soil. Fungi, hidden from sight, send delicate threads through the earth. Mushrooms bloom in the damp shadows, decomposing what is left and recycling nutrients into the roots of saplings and ferns, fueling the next generation of life. High above, in the tangled canopy of a South American rainforest, a harpy eagle perches in silence. With a sudden burst of power, it launches from its branch, talons extended, and snatches a monkey from the swaying limbs, vanishing into the emerald shadows. On the forest floor below, army ants march in relentless columns. They swarm over a fallen lizard, their collective hunger reducing it to bone in a matter of hours, ensuring that nothing is left to waste. In the frigid waters of the Antarctic, a leopard seal glides beneath the ice, its sleek body slicing through the blue. It ambushes a penguin, the struggle brief and brutal. Below, clouds of krill drift in the currents, their tiny bodies forming the foundation of a vast marine food web, nourishing everything from seabirds to the largest whales. Across every ecosystem, scavengers, decomposers, and apex hunters are bound together by hunger and necessity. Each fulfills a role, each action rippling outward, shaping the fate of countless others. From the tiniest insect sipping nectar on a leaf to the dramatic clash of predator and prey, every life is a link in a chain that stretches across continents and oceans, connecting the smallest creatures to the mightiest beasts. If one thread is pulled, the entire tapestry trembles. A single disruption can send shockwaves through the web, altering the balance in ways both subtle and profound. This is the wild's greatest secret. The balance is fragile, yet it endures. Shaped by countless lives, entwined in the web of life, the wilderness persists, resilient, ever-changing, and forever bound by the ties that connect all living things. In the relentless struggle for survival, predator and prey are locked in a silent duel where the greatest weapon is often invisibility. The wild is a world where what remains unseen can mean the difference between life and death. From the shrouded mists of ancient forests to the sun-baked sands of arid deserts and the shifting blue depths of the ocean, nature has refined the art of concealment to a breathtaking degree. Each environment presents its own challenges, and each creature has evolved to meet them in extraordinary ways. Camouflage and mimicry, nature's twin masterpieces, transform ordinary animals into phantoms. Some vanish into bark, stone, or leaf, while others become living replicas of more dangerous or unpalatable species, deceiving both predator and prey with astonishing precision. Deep within the tangled jungles of Southeast Asia, a leaf-tailed gecko clings motionless to a mossy branch. Its body is a perfect echo of its surroundings, every contour and colour crafted by evolution to deceive the sharpest eyes. The gecko's skin is a tapestry of greens and browns, its edges jagged and uneven, mimicking the torn outline of a decaying leaf. Even the veins and spots on its body mirror the imperfections of real foliage. A predator prowls just inches away, its gaze sweeping the branch. The gecko remains utterly still, its disguise so complete that it becomes invisible, a ghost among the leaves, escaping detection by sheer mastery of stillness. In a nearby clearing, a praying mantis sways gently with the breeze, its limbs elongated and coloured to match the delicate petals of the flowers it haunts. It is both hunter and hunted, its form so perfectly matched to its floral stage that neither prey nor predator can distinguish it from the blossoms. Far away, on the golden plains of the African savanna, a pride of lions crouches low in the tall grass. Their tawny coats ripple with the wind, merging seamlessly with the sun-bleached blades that stretch to the horizon. As the lions inch forward, their bodies become indistinguishable from the landscape. Antelope graze nearby, unaware of the silent threat concealed by the grass, each step bringing the hunters closer to their quarry. Yet the antelope are not without their own defences. Their eyes scan the horizon, ever alert, their bodies poised for flight at the slightest hint of danger. When alarm sounds, the herd erupts into motion. Bold stripes and irregular patches on their coats break up their outlines, creating a blur of confusion that makes it nearly impossible for a predator to single out one target from the stampede. Beneath the waves, in the kaleidoscopic world of coral reefs, a cuttlefish glides over sand and stone. Its skin ripples with shifting colours and patterns, mimicking the textures of seaweed, coral, or bare rock in an instant. With a sudden pulse, the cuttlefish melts into its surroundings, vanishing before the eyes of both predator and prey. Its transformation is so swift and complete that it seems to dissolve into the very fabric of the reef. In the tangled undergrowth, a milk snake slithers through the leaf litter. Its vivid bands of red, black and yellow mimic those of the venomous coral snake, a deception so convincing that even experienced predators hesitate, wary of a fatal mistake. In the frozen north, the Arctic hare's fur turns pure white with the snow, rendering it nearly invisible against the winter landscape. In temperate forests, stick insects cling to branches, their bodies indistinguishable from twigs and bark. Across every habitat, camouflage and mimicry take on infinite forms, each tailored to the unique demands of survival. These adaptations are not mere curiosities. They are the result of countless generations of natural selection, a relentless arms race where only the most convincing illusions endure. In the dense undergrowth, a single misplaced movement can mean discovery and death. For those who fail to blend in, exposure is swift and unforgiving. The moment an animal is seen, it becomes a target, its fate hanging in the balance. But for those who master the art of disappearance, survival is possible. To vanish is to endure, to slip through the cracks of the wild's relentless gaze. In this world, the greatest triumphs are silent and unseen. The forest floor remains undisturbed, the landscape unchanged, and the victors leave behind nothing but the faintest whisper of their passing, a testament to the power of perfect disguise. In the wild, time is not measured by ticking clocks, but by the subtle and sweeping transformations of the seasons. Each shift in the natural calendar brings a cascade of changes, altering landscapes, behaviours, and the very rhythm of life itself. As the climate turns, opportunity and danger are redistributed. The rules of survival are rewritten with every gust of wind, every drop of rain, every flake of snow. For both predator and prey, adaptation is not a choice, it is a necessity. In the northern forests, winter arrives with a hush, blanketing the world in white. The lynx, with its thick fur and wide padded paws, glides silently across the snow, leaving only faint impressions behind. Its every step is calculated, conserving precious energy in the biting cold. Beneath the frozen crust, prey becomes elusive. The lynx must search tirelessly, its senses sharpened by hunger. Each hunt is a battle against exhaustion, the cold gnawing at its resolve as it stalks through the silent woods. The snowshoe hare, now dressed in a flawless white coat, blends seamlessly into the winter landscape. The lynx crouches low, waiting for the faintest sound, a rustle beneath the snow, a heartbeat in the stillness, before making its move. The forest is hushed, every breath visible in the frigid air. Movements are slow, deliberate. In this frozen world, survival depends on patience and the ability to read the silence. Thousands of miles away, the African savanna is transformed by the dry season. Lush grasslands fade to brittle gold, the sun beating down relentlessly, drawing every drop of moisture from the earth. Waterholes shrink, their muddy banks crowded with life. Antelope, zebra, and elephant gather, drawn by the promise of water, even as the supply dwindles. Predators lie in wait. Lions crouch in the tall grass, their eyes fixed on the herds. Crocodiles lurk just beneath the surface, motionless, their patience as deep as the water itself. Every visit to the water's edge is a gamble for the thirsty. The great wildebeest migration surges across the parched plains. Clouds of dust rise with every hoofbeat, the air shimmering with heat. The herds press on, driven by instinct and the promise of rain, their journey fraught with peril at every turn. In the jungles farther south, the monsoon arrives in a torrent. Rain drums on the canopy, soaking the earth and awakening a riot of life. Frogs call, insects swarm, and the forest pulses with renewed energy. Rivers swell, flooding the lowlands and forcing animals to adapt. Capybaras and tapirs wade through the rising waters, while monkeys leap from branch to branch, avoiding the currents below. Along the river banks, Jaguars move with silent purpose. Their coats, patterned with rosettes, blend perfectly with the shifting light and shadow. Each step is measured, each movement a calculated risk. The swollen rivers demand new tactics. Jaguars swim powerfully across channels, launching sudden attacks from the shadows. Prey is abundant, but the challenges are ever-changing. Swift currents, tangled roots, and the constant threat of rivals. On the Arctic tundra, summer is a fleeting miracle. For a few short weeks, the land bursts into colour and life. Wildflowers bloom, insects swarm, and migratory birds arrive in vast flocks, filling the air with their calls. Arctic foxes emerge from their dens, their pups tumbling in the endless daylight. The adults hunt tirelessly, seizing every opportunity to feed their growing families before the cold returns. As autumn approaches, the sun dips lower, shadows lengthen, and the first chill creeps across the land. Food grows scarce, and only the most resourceful endure the long, hungry darkness that follows. Even the oceans are transformed by the seasons. Storms churn the surface, while deep currents carry nutrients across vast distances, setting the stage for dramatic changes beneath the waves. In spring, melting ice releases a surge of nutrients, fueling explosive blooms of plankton. Shoals of fish gather in these rich waters, their numbers swelling as the food chain comes alive. Predators of the deep, sharks and orcas, follow these migrations with precision. Their hunts are timed to the pulse of the ocean, each movement a response to the shifting abundance of prey. Across every habitat, the climate acts as an unseen force, shaping behaviours, forging resilience and demanding constant innovation. Animals must read the signs, clouds gathering, rivers rising, grass withering, and adjust their strategies to survive. In this ever-changing world, survival is a dynamic pursuit. Predators and prey are locked in a perpetual contest, each adapting to the shifting stage beneath their feet. It is a dance choreographed by the elements: wind that sculpts the land, rain that awakens the forest, sun that scorches the plains, and snow that silences the world. Each season pens a new chapter in the relentless saga of predator and prey, where only the most adaptable endure, and every moment is shaped by the ever-turning wheel of the wild. Across the endless expanse of time, the wild has served as nature's crucible, a place of ceaseless transformation where only the most resourceful and resilient endure. Here, every sunrise brings new challenges, and every dusk marks the survival of those who adapt. Evolution, the silent and tireless architect, shapes the fate of predators with invisible hands, refining their senses, sharpening their instincts, and perfecting their weapons with each passing generation. Deep within the emerald labyrinth of the rainforest, the harpy eagle reigns supreme. It glides effortlessly above the tangled canopy, its talons, longer than a grizzly bear's claws, poised for the hunt. Over countless millennia, the harpy eagle's wings have shortened, granting it the agility to weave through dense branches in pursuit of prey. Its eyes, honed by generations, pierce the green gloom to spot a monkey's subtle movement from high above, even through a maze of leaves and shadows. Far below the surface, in the silent blue world of the ocean, the great white shark glides with effortless grace, a living relic perfected by 400 million years of evolutionary trial and error. Its nostrils, sensitive to the faintest trace of blood, can detect a single drop in an Olympic-sized pool, guiding the shark across vast distances to its next meal. Within its powerful jaws, rows of serrated teeth are continuously replaced, each new blade as lethal as the last, ensuring that every strike is swift and deadly. Its torpedo-shaped body slices through the water, while countershaded colouring renders it nearly invisible. Dark above, pale below, allowing it to ambush prey from the depths or vanish against the shimmering surface. On the golden savanna, the cheetah is the embodiment of speed and precision. It streaks across the sun-baked grasslands, every muscle and sinew tuned for the chase. Evolution has sculpted its lightweight frame, a flexible spine that acts as a spring, and semi-retractable claws that grip the earth, each feature working in harmony to propel the cheetah to unmatched speeds. Yet, this mastery comes at a cost. Each explosive sprint drains precious energy, and a single failed hunt can mean days of hunger beneath the relentless African sun. As darkness falls, the barn owl emerges, gliding silently through moonlit fields. Its ghostly form is almost invisible against the night sky. Specialized feathers fringe its wings, breaking up turbulence and muffling the sound of flight, allowing the owl to approach its quarry undetected. Its heart-shaped face acts as a satellite dish, funneling the faintest rustle of a mouse through the grass below. In a heartbeat, the owl swoops down, talons extended, striking with pinpoint accuracy, a marvel of nocturnal adaptation. Even among the smallest hunters, evolution's ingenuity is on full display. Praying mantises blend seamlessly with leaves, while jumping spiders calculate precise leaps to ambush unsuspecting prey. The trapdoor spider, a master of patience, crafts a silken lid above its burrow, camouflaged perfectly with soil and debris. It waits motionless, every sense attuned to the vibrations of the world above. When prey passes, the spider erupts from hiding with astonishing speed. A strike honed by millions of years of evolutionary refinement, where patience and surprise are the keys to survival. Each predator's story is etched in the fossil record and written in their DNA, a chronicle of incremental changes, genetic mutations, and the relentless pressure to outwit both prey and rivals. Time-lapse sequences reveal the subtle shifts in form and function that have shaped these hunters across generations. From the cryptic camouflage of a leaf-tailed gecko to the venomous strike of a snake, from the explosive sprint of a cheetah to the silent glide of an owl, every adaptation is a testament to evolution's artistry. Survival in the wild is not merely a contest of strength or cunning, but a perpetual dance with change. Predators must constantly adapt, altering tactics, shifting ranges, and evolving new traits to overcome the ever-changing challenges of their world. In this untamed world, transformation is the only constant. Every creature, from the mightiest hunter to the tiniest ambusher, stands as living proof of evolution's edge, each one a masterpiece, shaped by the relentless forces of nature, thriving in the wild's eternal crucible. Across the sprawling wilderness of our planet, every ecosystem is a living mosaic, woven together by countless interactions, subtle and grand. Yet within this intricate tapestry, a select few predators wield an influence that far outweighs their numbers or size. These are the Keystone predators, the silent architects whose presence determines the fate of entire worlds. Imagine a lone wolf threading through the snow, a lioness surveying the golden grass, or a jaguar melting into the emerald shadows. Each is a quiet regulator, a force that upholds the balance of life, often unseen but always felt. Beneath the ocean's surface, sunlight dances through a kelp forest, illuminating a world in constant motion. Towering fronds sway gently, sheltering a vibrant community below. Here the sea otter glides with effortless grace, its nimble paws expertly prying sea urchins from the rocks. Each meal is a small act of stewardship, preventing the urchins from overrunning the kelp. Without otters, the urchins multiply unchecked, their spiny bodies devouring the kelp until only barren wastelands remain, lifeless stretches where once a lush underwater jungle thrived. The otter's appetite sculpts the very architecture of the ocean, nurturing a sanctuary where fish dart, invertebrates hide, and seabirds dive for their meals. The kelp forest flourishes, a living fortress built on the otter's vigilance. Far from the sea, the savanna stretches beneath a blazing sun. Here, a pride of lions reclines in the tall grass, their golden coats blending with the land. When the hunt begins, it is more than a quest for food. The lion's pursuit shapes the destiny of the herds, influencing every creature that shares this vast plain. By targeting the weak and the sick, lions act as nature's physicians, halting the spread of disease and ensuring the vitality of antelope and buffalo herds. Their choices ripple outward, affecting every blade of grass and every insect that depends on the land. With lions present, overgrazing is curbed. Grasses recover, insects flourish in the renewed growth, and birds find safe nesting grounds. The entire savanna pulses with renewed life, each species benefiting from the lion's unseen hand. In the northern forests, winter's silence is broken by the soft tread of wolves. Their presence is a force that shapes the land, even when they are nowhere to be seen. When wolves vanished from Yellowstone, elk herds grew unchecked, grazing young trees to stumps and halting the forest renewal. The landscape withered, stripped of its future. But with the wolves' return, elk learned caution, moving more often and allowing willow and aspen shoots to rise. The forest began to heal, its wounds slowly closing. Rivers cooled in the shade of new trees. Beavers returned, their dams transforming streams into vibrant wetlands. Songbirds filled the air with music, each note a testament to the wolves' indirect touch, a cascade of renewal, all sparked by a single predator's comeback. Deep in the rainforest, the jaguar prowls through tangled shadows. Its presence is felt in every rustle, every cautious step of the creatures that share its domain. By controlling populations of herbivores, the jaguar preserves the riotous diversity of plants beneath the canopy. Orchids bloom, saplings rise, and the forest's layered life endures, all under the jaguar's watchful gaze. Keystone predators are more than hunters. They are sentinels, shaping the destinies of landscapes and the countless lives within them. Their influence orchestrates the rhythms of survival. Herds migrate, forests regenerate, and the wild remains a place of endless possibility. Remove these guardians, and the web unravels. Forests decay, grasslands fade, and the silent collapse echoes through every layer of life, often invisible until it is too late. True health in the wild is a delicate equilibrium, maintained not by dominance, but by the subtle, persistent presence of these vital few. Their actions ripple outward, sustaining the harmony of entire worlds. Their stories are reminders. Within nature's grand design, every role has meaning, but some are the pillars that hold the wild together, unseen yet indispensable, shaping the fate of life itself. In the wild, survival is not simply a contest of muscle or stealth. It is a world woven together by a language invisible to the untrained eye. A tapestry of signals, sounds, and gestures that orchestrate life and death. Predator communication is a symphony performed in silence and sound. A fleeting glance between lions, a subtle shift in a wolf's posture, or the tense stillness of wild dogs, each movement is a message, a code passed between those who share the hunt. Beneath the golden grass of the savanna, a lion pride assembles as the sun dips low, their bodies blending with the landscape, every member alert to the smallest cue. Low, rumbling calls vibrate through the dusk, rolling across the plains. These deep vocalizations synchronize the pride's movements, drawing distant members together and forging unity before the hunt. The lead lioness, eyes fixed on distant prey, flicks her tail, a silent command. She lowers herself into the grass, muscles coiled, and the pride responds instantly, each lion falling into position without a sound. Each lion knows their role by heart. Some fan out to flank, others circle wide, while a few remain hidden, ready to drive the prey into a deadly trap. The choreography is seamless, refined by generations of survival. The hunt unfolds in perfect silence, a wordless collaboration where every gesture and glance is understood, and every movement is part of a larger strategy. Far to the north, a wolf pack carves a path through the endless white of the Arctic. Their breath steams in the frigid air, paws crunching softly on the snow as they move in tight formation. Suddenly, a chorus of howls erupts, echoing through the frozen forest. Each note carries information, territory boundaries, the location of scattered pack members, or the discovery of prey. These calls travel for miles, threading through blizzards and darkness, binding the pack together even when separated by vast, hostile terrain. As the hunt begins, communication shifts to the subtlest of cues. Ears pricked forward, hackles bristling, tails held high or low. Each signal dictates when to surge forward, when to encircle, and when to strike as one. The pack moves as a single organism, weaving through the snow in perfect synchrony. Here, success is not won by the strongest, but by the most unified. Beneath the ocean's shimmering surface, orcapods glide through the blue depths, their bodies casting shifting shadows on the seafloor. High-pitched clicks and whistles pulse through the water, each sound a precise instruction. Orcas use echolocation to map their world and coordinate complex hunting maneuvers, each individual playing a specialized role. Some orcas exhale streams of bubbles, herding fish into tight balls, while others dive deep, driving prey upward toward waiting jaws. Every movement is calculated, every role essential. Their coordination is so flawless, it rivals the most intricate choreography, each orca anticipating the next move, the pod acting as a single, fluid entity. In the dense rainforest, the solitary jaguar leaves messages only the wild can decipher, deep scratches on tree bark, scent marks along shadowy trails. These silent signals declare territory, warn rivals, and attract potential mates. Overlapping tracks in the mud and lingering scents on the wind reveal a hidden dialogue. These signs allow predators to avoid unnecessary conflict, sharing the same paths while maintaining fragile boundaries. Social bonds among predators run deep. Lions groom each other, reinforcing trust. Wolf pups tumble and play, learning the rules of the pack. Cheetahs rest in close contact, their bodies pressed together for warmth and reassurance. On the open plains, cheetah brothers stride side by side, their alliance forged in blood and necessity. Together they outmaneuver larger rivals and increase their chances of a successful hunt. In the shadows, spotted hyenas gather in bustling clans. Their vocalizations, whoops, giggles and cackles, encode rank, intent and identity, maintaining a complex social order where every member knows their place. Predator communication is not mere noise or instinct. It is the architecture of cooperation and rivalry, the foundation of alliances and the spark of competition, shaping every interaction in the wild. These signals guide the flow of the hunt, determine the fate of the young, and sculpt the very structure of wild societies, ensuring that each generation inherits the wisdom of those before. As dusk settles over the wilderness, silence reigns. Yet in that quiet, every ear is tuned to the faintest rustle, every eye alert to the smallest movement. Here, every signal, no matter how subtle, can mean the difference between life and death. For those who listen, the language of predators reveals a world where connection is as vital as cunning, where unity and understanding tip the balance between feast and famine, and where every silent signal shapes the destiny of the wild. In the untamed heart of the wilderness, every predator's journey begins not with dominance, but with vulnerability. Each cub, kit, or hatchling is thrust into a world where every shadow holds a lesson, and every sound could signal danger or opportunity. Beneath the dappled shade of an ancient acacia, a lion cub crouches, its tawny fur blending with the sun-bleached grass. The cub's gaze is fixed, unblinking, on the erratic dance of a grasshopper. Hunger gnaws at its belly, but instinct and curiosity drive its focus. Each movement is a lesson. Muscles tense, paws flex, and the cub inches forward, mimicking the silent approach of its elders. The land itself is the teacher, offering both reward and consequence with every attempt. The cub launches itself in a burst of energy, paws outstretched. The leap is awkward, the landing clumsy, but the intent is clear. These playful attacks are rehearsals for the real hunt, where hesitation means hunger. From a distance, the mother lioness observes, her amber eyes vigilant. Her tail flicks in silent encouragement, signalling approval for each attempt, no matter how imperfect. Nearby, older siblings tumble and wrestle in the grass, their bodies twisting and colliding in a flurry of fur and claws. This play is more than entertainment. It is a vital rehearsal for the deadly ballet of the hunt. Every tumble sharpens reflexes, every playful bite teaches restraint and precision. The lessons are etched into muscle memory, preparing them for the unforgiving trials ahead. Far from the savanna, on the wind-swept edge of the Arctic tundra, a young Arctic fox kit emerges from the safety of its den. The air is crisp, the snow pristine, and the world is painted in shades of white and blue. The kit shadows its mother, each step a careful imitation. The adult's movements are deliberate, ears pricked, nose twitching, body low to the ground as she stalks a distant lemming beneath the snow. The kit's snowy coat offers camouflage, but its inexperience betrays it. A misplaced paw crunches the ice, sending the lemming darting away. The lesson is immediate and unforgiving. Stealth and patience are the keys to survival. The kit waits, motionless, learning that in this frozen world, patience is as vital as speed. Each failed attempt is a step closer to mastery, each success a rare and precious reward. Deep within the emerald labyrinth of the rainforest, a jaguar cub moves in the shadow of its mother. The undergrowth is dense, tangled with vines and dappled with shifting light. The cub places each paw with deliberate care, learning to avoid the brittle snap of twigs that could betray their presence to both prey and rival predators. Every step is a lesson in silence and precision. When the mother brings down a capybara, her low, rumbling call summons the cub. The air is thick with the scent of fresh blood and the promise of nourishment. The cub approaches cautiously, studying the kill. It learns where to bite, how to tear flesh, and the unspoken etiquette of sharing with kin. Each meal is a lesson in both survival and social order. Along the muddy banks of a sprawling floodplain, a young crocodile lies motionless at the water's edge, only its eyes and nostrils breaking the surface. It observes its older siblings, who launch sudden, explosive attacks on unsuspecting fish. The water erupts in a flash of scales and teeth, a display of power and precision. The juvenile gathers its courage and tries its luck. Its strike is hesitant, its timing off. More often than not, the prey escapes, leaving only ripples behind. Frustration is met with persistence. In this world, failure is not a defeat, but a lesson, one that must be learned quickly, for the unprepared do not survive. Not all lessons are taught by family. Some are learned in solitude, under the vast indifferent sky. As dusk settles over the savanna, an adolescent cheetah, now alone, faces the daunting challenge of independence. The golden grass stretches endlessly, and every rustle could be prey or peril. The cheetah's eyes lock onto a herd of gazelles. The chase is a blur of speed and strategy, but the gazelles are swift, and competition from other predators is fierce. Hunger sharpens the young cheetah's resolve. Each failed pursuit is etched into memory, refining technique and building endurance for the next attempt. The lessons are relentless, the stakes high. The wild is an uncompromising mentor, offering no mercy to the unready. Storms sweep across the plains, drought parches the rivers, and rival predators test the limits of survival. Only the most adaptable endure these trials. Those who survive bear the marks of their journey, scars that tell stories of close calls and hard-won victories. Each healed wound is a testament to resilience, each triumph a step toward mastery. For the young, survival is not a gift, but a skill forged in the crucible of trial and error, shaped by relentless adaptation to a world that never pauses. Their journey is the forge in which the next generation of hunters is tempered. As dawn breaks over the wild, these young predators rise, each one a living testament to the eternal, unbroken cycle of life and survival in the untamed world. Across the wild expanse, every predator is a living testament to the relentless forces of nature, a creature sculpted by the land, the climate, and the endless struggle for survival. Each landscape, untouched by human hands, is a stage where the drama of life and death unfolds in silence and secrecy. From the golden, sun-baked savannas stretching to the horizon, to the tangled emerald labyrinths of the rainforest, each habitat forges its own unique predators. The open plains demand speed and vigilance, while the dense jungle rewards patience and stealth. Every environment shapes the instincts, strategies, and even the very bodies of its hunters. In the grasslands, where the earth is flat and the sky endless, speed is the currency of survival. The cheetah, a marvel of evolution, explodes across the plains in pursuit of antelope, its slender frame built for breathtaking acceleration. Here, the open horizon offers no place to hide. Predators must rely on keen eyesight and relentless focus, scanning the shimmering grasses for the slightest movement. The cheetah's every muscle is tuned for the chase, its flexible spine, long limbs, and non-retractable claws working in perfect harmony as it stalks the fleeting shadows of its prey. The tall grasses, golden and whispering in the wind, offer both concealment and peril. They mask the approach of the hunter, but also hide lurking threats. Lions, hyenas, or rival cheetahs waiting for their own chance. Every pursuit is a high-stakes gamble, a contest of speed and stamina played out beneath the relentless sun, with the horizon as both boundary and promise. Deep within the rainforest, the rules change. Here, sunlight filters through a ceiling of leaves, painting the ground in shifting patterns of shadow and light. The air is thick with humidity, and every step is muffled by layers of fallen leaves. The jaguar, draped in rosetted camouflage, glides silently through the undergrowth. Its powerful limbs and broad head are built for ambush, not pursuit. Each movement is calculated, each pause a prelude to sudden violence. The rainforest floor is a maze of roots and vines, where dim light and tangled growth demand patience and raw strength. Here, speed is useless. Success belongs to those who can wait, unseen, until the perfect moment. Predators melt into the shadows, their bodies pressed low, senses attuned to the faintest sound. The ambush is sudden and silent, a flash of muscle and claw in the gloom. Far to the north, the tundra stretches in a frozen silence. Here, survival is a test of endurance, where the cold bites deeper than any fang and the wind scours the land clean. Arctic wolves, their coats thick and pale, move in small packs across the snow. Their breath steams in the frigid air as they search for the faintest trace of prey. Prey is scarce, and the hunt demands patience and teamwork. Wolves read the wind, noses lifted to catch the scent of distant caribou or the subtle tracks of a hare pressed into the snow. Every step is a test. Ice cracks beneath their paws, snowdrifts conceal hidden dangers, and silence amplifies every sound. Only the resilient endure. In the wetlands, dawn brings a shroud of mist over still waters. Here, patience is the greatest weapon, and the line between hunter and hunted blurs in the reflection of the water. Crocodiles, ancient and armoured, lie motionless at the river's edge. Their bodies blend seamlessly with mud and reeds, eyes just above the surface, waiting for the slightest ripple. The river's ebb and flow dictate the rhythm of the hunt. Predators wait unmoving as fish, birds or mammals draw near, unaware of the danger lurking just beneath the surface. Here, water is both sanctuary and snare, a mirror that hides the silent approach of death. In the desert, life clings to the margins. The sun scorches the sand by day, and predators must adapt to scarcity and extremes. The fennec fox, with ears like satellite dishes, listens for the faintest rustle beneath the dunes. Night is its ally, the cool darkness a refuge from the blistering heat. Its pale fur reflects the sun's rays, and deep burrows offer sanctuary from the relentless day. Every adaptation is a response to the desert's unforgiving demands. Whether in burning desert or frozen tundra, survival means mastering the extremes, enduring hunger, thirst, and the ever-present threat of death. Every habitat is a crucible, forging predators to fit their world with exquisite precision. Each adaptation is a story written in muscle, fur, and instinct. The land itself is ever-changing. Droughts parch the earth, floods reshape the rivers, and the turning of seasons brings new challenges and opportunities. The hunt is never the same twice. In these shifting arenas, only the most adaptable endure. Each predator is forever entwined with the fate of the place it calls home, shaped by the land, the climate, and the endless dance of survival. Across the planet, the ancient rhythms of nature are faltering, their steady pulse disrupted by forces both seen and unseen. The wild domains that have shaped predators for millennia now shift beneath their paws, claws, and fins, each step a testament to adaptation, each movement a silent negotiation with a world in flux. Forests, once dense and echoing with life, vanish overnight, replaced by silent clearings where the memory of trees lingers in the soil. Rivers, lifelines of the wild, run dry. Beds cracked and lifeless, their winding paths now only traced by the ghosts of water. The once endless grasslands fracture into isolated islands, hemmed in by invisible boundaries, where the wind carries seeds, but not always hope. For the tiger, the shrinking forest means each hunt grows more perilous, every shadow a potential rival, every rustle a warning. Territories overlap in a silent, tense struggle for space, the air thick with the scent of challenge and survival. In the far north, the polar bear's frozen kingdom splinters, ancient ice floes breaking apart beneath their massive paws. Ice melts into open water, the boundary between land and sea dissolving into uncertainty. Forced to swim for miles between shrinking patches of ice, the polar bear faces leaner seasons, each journey a test of endurance and instinct. In the dense forests of the Americas, the nimble ocelot finds its night-dark corridors replaced by open, exposed ground, where every step is watched by unseen eyes. The shadows that once offered sanctuary now hold only uncertainty, and the ocelot moves with heightened caution, every muscle tensed for flight. Yet, amidst these mounting threats, the wild is not without hope. Resilience stirs in the heart of every ecosystem. In the savanna, corridors of native grassland are painstakingly restored, reconnecting fractured ranges and breathing life back into the open plains. Here, cheetahs stretch their legs in full flight, families exploring new territory, the wind once again their companion. Along winding riverbanks, wetlands are reborn, lush, vibrant, and teeming with life. Otters weave through reeds, crocodiles glide silently beneath the surface, each reclaiming their ancient homes. Fish dart through crystalline waters, birds gather in flocks, and the air hums with the promise of renewal. Beneath the waves, artificial reefs rise from the ocean floor, their surfaces quickly colonized by corals and sponges, transforming barren seascapes into bustling underwater cities. Schools of fish weave through the labyrinth. Moray eels emerge from crevices, and the reef becomes a sanctuary for hunters of the deep. Sleek barracudas patrol the shadows, while octopuses vanish into the coral, their camouflage a masterstroke of survival. Technology, once a distant observer, now becomes an unseen ally in the struggle for survival. Remote cameras, hidden among the rocks and snow, capture the elusive snow leopard as it navigates the high mountain passes, piecing together the puzzle of its secretive existence. Each image reveals a fragment of their story, stealthy movements, calculated hunts, and the silent grace of a predator at home in the clouds. Far above, satellites sweep across the sky, tracking the great herds as they surge across the plains, their migrations mapped in intricate detail. Each movement is recorded, herds shifting in response to rain, predators shadowing their every step, the ancient dance of survival unfolding on a planetary scale. In the rainforest, bioacoustic sensors listen for the jaguar's growl, their sensitive microphones capturing the faintest rustle, the low rumble of a predator on the prowl. These signals alert rangers, who move through the dawn mist, ever watchful, guardians of a fragile balance. In the twilight, wolves still sing to the moon, their howls echoing across valleys, a chorus that binds pack to pack, generation to generation. Each note is an echo of wildness, fragile, fierce, and enduring. The future of the predator is unwritten, their fate balanced on the edge of change, every sunrise a new chapter in an unfolding story. At the edge of cliffs and forests, predators pause, watchful, alert, sensing the shifting tides of their world. If the wild is to endure, it will be through new alliances, where river meets forest and plain meets sky, and every species finds its place in the tapestry of life. Land, water, and all who call it home must coexist, their destinies intertwined in a delicate balance. The fate of the hunter and the world they roam is shaped by the choices made in distant boardrooms and silent forests alike. Every decision ripples outward, altering landscapes, shifting destinies, and testing the wild resilience of life itself. In the end, it is resilience, unyielding, persistent and wild, that tips the scales, ensuring that life endures even as the world changes around it. In the wild, survival is not solely the domain of muscle and claw. It is, above all, a contest of minds, a relentless test of wit, memory and innovation. Here, every predator is a strategist, each day unfolding as a complex puzzle, every hunt a blend of instinct and intellect. Beneath the dappled light of the rainforest, a jaguar stalks the riverbank. Its golden eyes scan the water's surface, not just for movement, but for patterns, ripples betraying the presence of armoured prey. With practiced patience, the jaguar calculates its approach, timing each step to the rhythmic chirr of cicadas, fading into the shadows until the moment is right. A splash, a flash of spotted fur, and the hunt is over. Precision born not only of strength but of careful planning. In the Arctic's blue twilight, a polar bear tracks the scent of a distant seal. The bear pauses, studying the maze of ice and snow, its powerful nose mapping the subtle trails beneath. It tests the ice with a gentle paw, assessing its thickness with a precision honed over generations. When the moment comes, the bear waits motionless by a breathing hole, sometimes for hours, its patience a testament to the silent intelligence required to survive on the frozen frontier. Along the African savanna, a coalition of cheetahs works in silent coordination. Each individual knows its role, the lead stalker, the flanker, the one who will chase. They read the wind, the posture of the gazelles, and each other's subtle signals. Their strategy unfolds in perfect harmony, a living blueprint of teamwork and tactical brilliance. Beneath the ocean surface, the octopus reigns as a master of cunning. With a mind as agile as its limbs, it solves problems that would confound many mammals. Using discarded shells and stones, it builds barricades to shield its lair from prowling moray eels. It manipulates objects, opening jars and unlocking puzzles, each action a testament to the astonishing intelligence hidden within its soft, shifting form. In the tangled forests of the Americas, the coyote is a maestro of adaptation. Alone, it outwits wary rodents with clever feints and sudden pounces. In a pack, it orchestrates elaborate ambushes, herding prey into waiting jaws. Coyotes have even learned to interpret the calls of ravens, following their aerial guides to hidden carcasses, a living example of cross-species communication and opportunism. High in the canopy, a troop of chimpanzees fashions tools from twigs and leaves, fishing for termites with practiced hands. They remember the best trees for fruit, the safest paths through the branches, and the lessons passed down by elders. Each day, their choices are shaped by memory, observation, and a keen sense of cause and effect. Everywhere, the wild is a living laboratory of intelligence, predators learning, adapting, and innovating in real time. Their minds are shaped by the challenges of the hunt, each success the result of careful thought as much as raw instinct. In every landscape, from the ocean's depths to the mountain's edge, the story of the predator is written not just in tooth and claw, but in the quiet brilliance of the hunt. Proof that in nature, intellect is as vital as strength, and survival favours the clever as much as the bold. In the wild, the greatest threats to predators are not always the claws of rivals or the speed of prey. Hidden beneath fur, scales and feathers, an invisible war rages, a battle against parasites and disease that tests every hunter's resilience. This is the unseen frontier of survival, where the tiniest adversaries can fell the mightiest beasts. On the African plains, a lion shakes its mane under the morning sun, but the real danger lurks out of sight. Ticks cling to its skin, drawing blood and transmitting silent invaders, microscopic protozoa that can sap its strength, cloud its senses, and threaten its reign. The lion's constant grooming is more than vanity. It is a daily ritual in self-defense, a battle waged with tongue and teeth. Beneath the surface of South American rivers, the jaguar is not only a hunter, but also a target. Leeches and parasitic worms hide in the muddy shallows, waiting for a chance to hitch a ride on this apex predator. Each swim through murky waters brings a risk, each wound a potential gateway for infection. The jaguar's survival depends on an immune system as formidable as its jaws. High in the Arctic, polar bears contend with a different enemy. Trichinella parasites, ingested from raw seal meat, can lodge in their muscles, sapping energy in the harshest climate on Earth. The bear's strength is not just in its bulk, but in its ability to endure and adapt to these invisible assaults, a testament to evolutionary arms races that have shaped life in the ice. In tropical forests, the tiger moves with silent power, but even it is not immune. Mosquitoes swarm, carrying deadly viruses and blood-borne parasites. A single bite can bring fever and weakness, challenging even the most powerful feline. The tiger's solitary habits, its preference for dense cover, are not just tactics for the hunt, but strategies to minimize exposure to disease. Out at sea, orcas rise and fall through cold waves, but their skin tells a deeper story. Barnacles and parasitic copepods attach themselves, sometimes in overwhelming numbers, eroding the orca's health and energy. With each breach and roll, the orca tries to dislodge these unwelcome passengers, an endless struggle woven into the fabric of ocean life. Even the smallest predators, like the praying mantis, face relentless, microscopic foes. Fungal spores, nematodes and viruses can invade their bodies, altering behavior or ending lives before they reach maturity. For every predator, the search for food is balanced by the need to avoid infection, a delicate dance of risk and reward. Across every ecosystem, predators are locked in a silent contest, not only against their prey, but against a legion of unseen enemies. Their bodies are battlegrounds, their behaviors shaped by the constant threat of infection. From grooming and sunbathing to selective feeding and migration, every choice is a move in this hidden war. In the wild, survival is not just a matter of tooth and claw or even intellect. It is a ceaseless negotiation with the invisible, an ongoing struggle that defines the very essence of life at the top of the food chain. Here, the greatest test may be the one no eye can see, and victory belongs to those who endure, adapt, and outlast the smallest of foes. Beneath the surface of survival, another layer of wild ingenuity unfolds. A world where predators are not just hunters, but architects, reshaping their environments to tip the odds in their favour. This is the story of engineered advantage, where instinct meets innovation and every landscape becomes a stage for strategic design. In the dense forests of Borneo, the clouded leopard moves with calculated precision. Its chosen terrain is no accident. The leopard favours the tangled lattice of low-hanging branches, an elevated labyrinth it navigates with ease, but which slows and confounds its prey. Every hunt is a lesson in vertical mastery, where the predator's environment becomes a living trap, sculpted by generations of selective movement and silent ambush. Across the African savanna, the African wild dog orchestrates the hunt as a communal architect. Packs direct fleeing antelope into narrow gullies and dense thickets, spaces where speed and agility are neutralized. The landscape, shaped by ancient riverbeds and shifting grass, becomes a chessboard of opportunity. Each move calculated, each chase a demonstration of environmental strategy. Beneath the ice of the Arctic, the polar bear carves breathing holes in the sea ice, returning again and again to favoured spots. These icy portals become ambush sites, the bear's patience transforming blank expanses into gateways of survival. The rhythm of the hunt is written across the landscape itself, each scar in the ice a silent testament to predatory foresight. Even beneath the waves, predators engineer their world. The octopus, master of concealment, gathers shells, rocks, and debris to build fortresses, dens that serve both as sanctuary and springboard for ambush. Its lair is a living workshop, constantly rearranged to suit its shifting needs, a blend of instinct and resourcefulness unparalleled in the animal kingdom. In the grasslands, cheetahs use termite mounds as vantage points, scanning for prey across the horizon. These elevated platforms are not mere accidents of geology. They are chosen with intent, transforming the flat savanna into a mosaic of strategic lookout posts. And in the shadows of the rainforest, army ants conduct living raids, herding insects and small vertebrates into predetermined routes, turning the forest floor into a conveyor belt of opportunity. The very ground becomes an extension of the predator's will, shaped by relentless movement and collective purpose. Everywhere in the wild, predators are more than participants in the game of survival. They are its designers. Through subtle selection, repeated use, and learned behaviors passed down through generations, they mold the land, water, and sky to serve their needs. In the endless contest between hunter and hunted, advantage often goes not to the strongest or fastest, but to the most adaptive, the predator who can read, reshape, and rule its environment. Here, survival is not just a matter of muscle or cunning, but of vision, a testament to the wild's greatest architects whose blueprints are written in the earth itself. In the wild, power is not always visible. Beyond fangs and claws, a different arsenal shapes the fate of hunter and hunted, a suite of senses fine-tuned by evolution that exposes secrets invisible to the naked eye. This is the realm of perception, where the unseen becomes the ultimate weapon. In the pitch-black world of the jaguar, vision stretches beyond the spectrum. Specialized cells in its eyes amplify the faintest glimmers of moonlight, transforming the night into a landscape of opportunity. Each silent step is guided by sight that pierces darkness, revealing the hidden forms of prey as if the shadows themselves were peeled away. Beneath the forest canopy, the great horned owl glides in perfect silence. Its dominance is not only in flight, but in hearing, a head sculpted asymmetrically, ears offset to triangulate the faintest rustle below. From high above, the owl senses the heartbeat of a mouse beneath a blanket of leaves, striking with deadly accuracy while the world sleeps. In the chill of Arctic waters, the orca's world is mapped by sound. Using echolocation, it sends out clicks that bounce through the deep, painting a three-dimensional portrait of ice floes, fish and seals. Each returning echo is interpreted with astonishing precision, turning the ocean's invisibility into a navigable blueprint of life and movement. On the savanna, the hyena's sense of smell stretches for miles. Invisible chemical trails left behind by herds or rival packs form a living map across the plains. With each inhaled breeze, the hyena reads stories of migration, danger, and opportunity, an olfactory intelligence that guides her through the tapestry of grass and dust. In the tangled rainforest, the pit viper's face holds a secret, heat-sensing pits that reveal the warmth of passing prey. Even in total darkness, the viper strikes with pinpoint precision, guided by an image painted not in light, but in temperature. These gifts are not merely advantages, they are evolutionary masterpieces honed by millions of years of survival. Every hunt is a symphony of senses, each predator equipped with a unique suite of tools perfectly matched to its world. In the dance of life and death, perception is often the difference between feast and famine, between shadow and substance. Here, power lies not just in strength, but in the ability to see what others cannot. In the wild, the greatest hunters are those who master the invisible, those whose senses unleash the hidden power of perception. In the theatre of the wild, patience can be as deadly as speed. While some predators rely on relentless pursuit or overwhelming strength, others excel in the ancient art of ambush, masters of stillness, camouflage, and impeccable timing. Here, the hunt is a game of anticipation, where the faintest twitch or misplaced step can tip the scales between hunger and survival. Beneath the leaf-littered floor of the Amazon, the green anaconda lies motionless, its immense coils submerged in muddy water. Only its nostrils and eyes break the surface, perfectly aligned for stealth. Hours may pass as it waits, sensing the vibrations of unsuspecting prey, a capybara perhaps approaching the riverbank. In a sudden explosion of power, the anaconda strikes, wrapping its quarry in a silent, suffocating embrace. In these murky waters, patience is the predator's most lethal weapon. On the African grasslands, the crocodile is the undisputed king of ambush. Hidden beneath a veneer of still water, only its armoured snout and unblinking eyes betray its presence. Herds of wildebeest gather at the river's edge, unaware of the danger lurking just beneath the surface. When the moment's right, the crocodile erupts from the depths, jaws snapping shut with bone-crushing force. The kill is swift, a testament to the power of patience and perfect timing. In the arid scrublands of Australia, the death adder coils beneath loose sand and fallen leaves. Its tail, tipped with a worm-like lure, twitches in the dust, mimicking the movements of prey. When a curious lizard draws near, the adder's strike is instantaneous, a blur of motion in an otherwise motionless world. Here, deception and patience are inseparable, each amplifying the other's deadly effect. Even in the sun-dappled forests of North America, the bobcat is a silent watcher. Cloaked in dappled fur, it crouches low among the undergrowth, eyes locked on a rabbit grazing just beyond reach. Muscles tense, breath held, the bobcat waits for the perfect moment, then launches forward in a flurry of speed and claws. The ambush is over in seconds, the result of minutes, sometimes hours, of disciplined waiting. Across continents and habitats, the ambush predator reminds us that in the wild, stillness is not weakness. It is a calculated, potent force. Every ripple, every shadow, every silent breath is part of a carefully orchestrated strategy, honed by generations of survival. In these moments between heartbeat and motion, the art of ambush reveals itself, not as a contest of strength, but as a triumph of patience, precision, and the silent power of the wait.